So here's the thing, I'm going camping, which is all my camping gear, and like I'm leaving town in like about 6 hours, and I'm gonna be off the grid until I get back on Sunday. However, I need to post a video on Sunday, so this is a quick day of shoot video to go through and publish on time so I can stick to my schedule. And what is this video going to be? It's going to be shooting from the hip. How many days until July 12th? There are 71 days until July 12th, which means we're like coming up on 2 months of launching the Live a Great Story 10-year anniversary collection, and so things are moving super quickly to get this going. And this week's been a really fast week. Obviously I'm leaving town on a Thursday to go out of town, so a lot's been happening. I'm gonna kind of run through behind the scenes of most of what's happened this week so you can get an idea of what it takes to launch a super massive rebrand, refresh, product collection drop for a lifestyle e-commerce brand. So a big piece of this rebrand is going to be content, of course. So it's figuring out how to shoot content for the launch. Is it going to be on film? Is it going to be a big camera? Is it going to be this? Reppin'. So yesterday I had a call with a photographer to talk about the content, and we're kind of breaking it down into 3 pieces. It's big brand content and imagery, so it's rebranding for the website, and it's really big picture stuff. So it's not specific to new gear, it's headers, it's about pages, it's collection images, things like this that are big images that I'm going to be shooting this weekend on some film, and that we're going to be shooting together probably at Enchanted Rock. But then we break that down also into like lifestyle images, which we're waiting on the new product to arrive, which is going to be a tight squeeze to launch by July 12th. And then there's lifestyle images and product images, which is like white backdrop stuff. So that's a big piece of this is content. We're also going to outsource a lot of this to our ambassadors and kind of UGC creators to help create content and offload some of this content lift, a bunch in-house, but also a bunch through partnerships and yeah, other creators. Quick stop to check out this epic blanket quilt that I made with 30 Live a Great Story shirts. This idea's been an idea for a while and made it happen. So this is pretty sweet. One of the best tools that I'm using is ClickUp, and so this is where I am really going through and tracking everything that needs to be done for this thing, this launch, and it's been super helpful for putting kind of everything on to an organized platform to try and get it to launch. So there's been a lot happening, but the project management side of this has been one of the best things. So project management is clutch, but lessons learned here. Coffee. With the next steps of Live a Great Story, my main focus is not doing everything myself, and so it's been really tricky growing out of this, especially over the last couple of years. So I'm really focusing on Slack and updating everybody on all the things happening. So I've now started keeping a basically like running tab of everything that I'm doing to update people, like product design and new products arriving and just kind of general updates from the brand, and really just using Slack to make that happen. With this launch, we are launching tons of new products because I'm literally sold out of everything. And so a big piece of this has been product designing and figuring out how to launch different products. So using Canva has just been a really great, easy go-to way to figure out kind of these key shapes and what's coming, and it just has been really helpful for kind of outlining these different options and all of the products coming, because we have joggers and pants and a bunch of different shirts, and then women's stuff happening here. So Canva has been the main way that I've been organizing all of this and kind of keeping track of all of our product design. There's been a lot of it. Like I talked about in the last video, there's really two platforms that I'm using to order all of our merchandise right now. So mainly we get all of our accessories from one company, which is all through Alibaba. I've been using the same accessory manufacturer for a long time. On this round, I'm asking them to update to mainly use recycled and eco-friendly products. And then the other one, like I talked about in this recent video, is Pietra. And so for all of this organizing of products, it's using these two, which you can do basically anything in the world that you want to launch, any sort of business, if you're just using Alibaba and Pietra. So managing order and really COGS, cost of goods sold, all happens through these two companies. Some lessons I learned this week: hire slow and low. I hired someone last month for kind of consulting, and I don't think I'm going to use her moving forward, and I think it was an expensive mistake, and I didn't quite fully utilize her to the max. I hired her and I messed it up, and it honestly feels expensive, and that kind of compromises my perspective of moving forward with her. So this is just, hiring is a continual lesson. Like every time I do it, there's more I learn. Same with hiring my project manager. Communication has been hard there, and I just take responsibility for that. So that's weird. And then I guess going into more hiring lessons, I followed up with people that I didn't hire, and I think I could have been more transparent about how I was approaching this, because some people thought that we were hiring them and just negotiating details, when in fact I was actually still evaluating different prospects and having negotiations with different people before I hired them. So I don't know, I just want to tie up loose ends and not leave anybody hanging. That doesn't feel very good in my opinion, but I was talking to dozens of people, so trying to figure that out. I also am now trying to figure out organic social, so I'm interviewing some people for that, and also Pinterest marketing were some other things that I learned this week. And I don't know, there's just a lot. The finance part of this has been a really intense one. I have a lot of financial modeling to figure out how much it's going to cost to launch all of this, and seeing some really big numbers over the next 3 months, basically what it's going to cost to launch a brand, to do it at scale with a new website, new emails, new content, new products. All of it is a significant lift, and so seeing hella big numbers is quite scary, but the finance part is definitely super important and not to be overlooked. And then there's the big numbers and the small numbers of how that calculates down. So I don't know, this is kind of a general rundown of things I've been working on this week, and I still need to go camping and pack. So we're gonna edit this video real quick today, schedule it to launch here for Sunday, and then I'll be back next week with a bunch of epic camp content filmed on this bad boy. These videos are crazy and all over the place. My goal really was to just publish once a week, and this will be, I think, video 14. So it's business travel and random life creativity stuff. So it's creative expansion, and this is that video. So subscribe, do all the good stuff. See you in the next week.